70-year-old Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu, born March 29, 1952, is a Nigerian politician and accountant who has led the All Progressives Congress since its inception in 2013. He was the governor of Lagos State from 1999 to 2007 and the senator for Lagos West during the Third Republic. He announced his desire to vie for the APC presidential candidacy in the 2023 presidential election in January 2022. Tinubu is a Muslim. Oluremi Tinubu, the current senator for the Lagos Central Senatorial District, is his wife. Adewale Tinubu, his nephew, is the CEO of Oando. Abibatu Mogaji, Tinubu's mother, died on June 15, 2013, at the age of 96. Jide Tinubu, his son, had a heart attack in London on October 31, 2017, and was later confirmed deceased. Tinubu grew up in southwestern Nigeria and studied accounting in the United States before working for several years abroad. In the mid-1980s, he returned to Nigeria and continued working in financial management before joining politics as a victorious Social Democratic Party senatorial candidate in Lagos West in 1992. Tinubu became an activist pushing for the return of democracy as part of the National Democratic Coalition movement after dictator Sani Abacha disbanded the Senate in 1993. Despite being driven into exile in 1994, Tinubu returned after Abacha's death in 1998, which marked the start of the Fourth Republic. Tinubu, a member of the Alliance for Democracy, defeated the People's Democratic Party's Dapo Sarumi and the All People's Party's Nasiruddin Kekere Ekan in the first post-transition Lagos state governor election by a large margin. He was re-elected to a second term 4 years later, but by a smaller margin than the PDP's Funsho Williams. Tinubu's 2 tenures in office were distinguished by initiatives to modernize Lagos and feuds with the PDP-controlled federal government. Tinubu remained one of Nigeria's most powerful politicians after leaving office in 2007, as his loyalists frequently filled high-ranking positions throughout the Southwest, and he was instrumental in the founding of the All Progressives Congress in 2013. Tinubu's long and tumultuous political career has been dogged by allegations of corruption and doubts about the integrity of his personal past. He was selected as the All Progressives Congress contender for the 2023 Nigerian presidential election in June 2022. Tinubu was born in the Nigerian state of Osun on March 29, 1952. Abibatu Mogaji, his mother, was a trader who rose to become the Ialoya of Lagos State. He went to children's home school in Ibadan, Nigeria, and St. John's Primary School in Araloya, Lagos. In 1975, Tinubu moved to the United States to study at Richard J. Daley College in Chicago, Illinois, and afterwards at Chicago State University. He received his Bachelor of Science in Accounting degree in 1979. Tinubu worked with Arthur Andersen, Deloitte, Haskins & Sells, and GTE Services Corporation in the United States. Bola Tinubu returned to Nigeria in 1983 and joined Mobil Oil Nigeria, where he rose through the ranks to become a senior executive. He entered politics in 1992 as a member of the People's Front faction of the Social Democratic Party, which was led by Shehu Musa Yar'Adua and included politicians such as Umaru Yar'Adua, Atiku Abubakar, Baba Gana Kingiba, Rabi'u Kwankwaso, Abdullahi Aliyu Samaila, Magaji Abdullahi, Dapo Sarumi, and Yomi Edu. In the short-lived Nigerian Third Republic, he was elected to the Senate, representing the Lagos West seat. Tinubu became a founding member of the pro-democracy National Democratic Coalition after the results of the 12th of June 1993 presidential elections were annulled, a group that galvanized support for the restoration of democracy and recognition of Moshood Abiola as the election's winner. He went into exile in 1994 after General Sani Abacha's assumption of power as military head of state, and returned to the country in 1998 after the military dictator's death, ushering in the Fourth Nigerian Republic. Bola Tinubu was a protege of Alliance for Democracy leaders Abraham Adesanya and Ayo Adebanjo in the run-up to the 1999 elections. He went on to defeat Funsho Williams and Wahab Dosunmu, a former Minister of Works and Housing, in the AD primary for the Lagos State governorship elections. He ran for governor of Lagos State on the AD platform in January 1999 and was elected governor. Tinubu pledged 10,000 housing units for the underprivileged when he took office in May 1999, but he reportedly didn't deliver. During his 8 years in office, he made significant investments in education in the state and reduced the number of schools by returning many to their previous owners who were already settled. He also began new road development, which was necessary to satisfy the demands of the state's rapidly rising population. Tinubu was re-elected as governor in April 2003, alongside a new deputy governor, Femi Pedro. In those elections, the People's Democratic Party won all of the other states in the southwest. He was fighting the federal government of Olusegun Obasanjo over whether Lagos State had the authority to build new local council development areas, LCDAs, to fulfill the demands of its vast population. The federal government seized funding intended for local governments in the state as a result of the incident. He was constantly at odds with PDP leaders such as Adeseye Ogunlewe, a former Lagos state senator who had become Minister of Works, and Bode George, the PDP's Southwest chairman, during the later half of his stint in office. Tinubu's relationship with Deputy Governor Femi Pedro deteriorated after Pedro announced his desire to run for governor. Pedro ran for governor as an AC candidate in 2007, but withdrew his candidacy on the night of the party's nomination. He switched allegiances to the Labour Party while continuing his job as deputy governor. Tinubu's term as Lagos State governor ended on May 29, 2007, when his successor, the Action Congress Babatunde Fashola, took office. The federal government summoned Tinubu before the Code of Conduct Bureau in April 2007, after the general elections but before the governor-elect Babatunde Fashola took office, for the alleged illegal operation of 16 different offshore accounts. Tinubu and Governors James Abori of Delta State and Obong Victor Attar of Akwa Ibom State were cleared of charges of conspiracy, money laundering, abuse of office, and official corruption in relation to the sale of V-Mobile Network shares in 2004 by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in January 2009. There were claims in March 2009 that a conspiracy to assassinate Tinubu had been discovered. Mike Okiro, the Inspector General of Police, was tasked by the Alliance for Democracy to undertake a thorough inquiry. However, there were claims in September 2009 that the British Metropolitan Police were looking into a transaction in which the Lagos state government invested in Econet, now Airtel. Tinubu claimed that the deal was simple and advantageous for the state, with no middlemen involved. The federal government has turned down a request from the United Kingdom for evidence to be released in order to continue the investigation and prosecution of the 3 Nigerian ex-governors in a London court. Tinubu has been dubbed the "Godfather of Lagos" by many. The Lion of Bordillion, a 2015 documentary film showcasing Tinubu's political and financial grasp on the megacity state, exposed his role in tugging the strings of the megacity state. Tinubu sued the producers, AIT, for 150 billion naira in libel, and the documentary was cancelled on March 6, 2015. Nonetheless, antecedents such as his overbearingness on successes, such as allegations in December 2009 that Fashola and Tinubu had feuded over Fashola's re-election in 2011, with Tinubu choosing Muiz Banire, the Commissioner for the Environment. A similar fight erupted in 2015 over Fashola's successor, putting Tinubu against him, who threw his support behind Akinwunmi Ambode, who later succeeded Fashola but was reportedly ejected from office by Tinubu, who reportedly replaced him with incumbent Babajide Sanwo-Olu. A bullion van was seen entering Tinubu's home on Bordillion Road in Ikoyi during the 2019 election, with Tinubu declaring, "I keep money wherever I want." Tinubu sought to persuade Atiku Abubakar, the former vice president of Nigeria, to become the flag-bearer of his party, the Action Congress, in 2006. Atiku, who was then a member of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, had a falling out with the then president, Olusegun Obasanjo, over his desire to succeed him as president. Tinubu enticed Atiku to join his party by offering him a spot as the party's presidential candidate on the condition that he, Tinubu, serve as Atiku's running mate. Atiku turned down the offer and instead recruited Ben Obi as his running mate from the southeast. The PDP won by a landslide. Tinubu became involved in negotiations in 2009, following the People's Democratic Party's (PDP) resounding victory in the April 2007 elections, to gather together the fragmented opposition groups into a mega-party, capable of defeating the then-ruling PDP. Tinubu was one of several politicians who merged Nigeria's three largest opposition parties, the Action Congress of Nigeria, ACN, the Congress for Progressive Change, CPC, the All Nigeria People's Party, ANPP, a faction of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, and the New People's Democratic Party, NPDP, a faction of the then-ruling People's Democratic Party, into the All Progressives Congress in February 2013. Tinubu backed former military head of state General Muhammadu Buhari, the leader of the APC's CPC faction, in 2014. Buhari had a large following in northern Nigeria and had previously run for president as the CPC's presidential candidate in 2003, 2007, and 2011. Tinubu intended to be Buhari's vice presidential candidate at first, but he eventually made way for Yemi Osinbajo, a close ally and former Commissioner of Justice. Buhari rode the APC to victory in 2015, ending the PDP's 16-year hegemony, making Goodluck Jonathan the first incumbent president in Nigerian history to lose to an opposition candidate. In lieu of his long-rumored presidential ambitions, Tinubu has gone on to play a key role in the Buhari administration, backing government programs and maintaining control of the internal party. He backed Buhari's re-election campaign in 2019, which saw him defeat PDP contender Atiku Abubakar, following an internal party conflict in 2020 that resulted in the dismissal of Tinubu ally and party chairman Adams Oshiomhole. It is thought that the move was made to derail Tinubu's presidential ambitions ahead of the 2023 election. Tinubu informed President Buhari of his decision to run for president of Nigeria on January 10, 2022. This was his formal announcement. Tinubu defeated Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and Rotimi Amici, who got 235 and 316 votes respectively, in the ruling All Progressive Congress presidential primary on June 8, 2022. Tinubu holds the chieftaincies of the Asawaju of Lagos and the Jagaban of Borgu Kingdom in Nigeria's Niger State.